Hi, I'm Erica from the Alameda String Academy, and we are going to talk through the first 8 measures of Minuet number 1 from Suzuki Book 1. I've decided to break this song up into 3 different parts because we have these are great sections to start practicing the piano accompaniment. And it's kind of sections that you might practice with a live accompanist if you were in the same room together. So it's a natural kind of place to break the sections up. Section 1 incorporates the hooked bowing, which you'll hopefully have seen the tutorial on how to play the hooked bowing and how to practice it. That's the first couple measures. We have okay, and what that hooked bowing does is it really makes such a lovely kind of swing or lilt to this piece. This is the first piece in the Suzuki book that is actually in a 3/4 meter, which means it has 3 beats in the measure. Each one of them is a quarter note. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, instead of a duple meter piece, which can either be in 2 or in 4, like our previous pieces. We had etude, which was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and etc. So minuet. The minuet it's in a 3/4 meter because it's a dance. All minuets are dances, which actually predate ballet. It has its origins back in dances of the courts, like a royal or a noble court. From you could even go back almost before the Baroque era began. So before Bach's time, you would have had minuets. And out of the minuet comes the waltz and many other dance forms as well. So we always want to have a stronger emphasis on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the rest of the beats come off of that 1 and lead on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. And that is why the hooked bow is such an important part of this minuet. It really helps us to connect to really bring out the weight of each downbeat, the first beat of each measure, because we get to play all of them on a down bow, or most of them. So one more time, I'll demonstrate that. Okay, so you can hear that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, kind of goes through the entire piece. Now, the next part that I want to talk to you about is in measure 5 and going from measure 5 to measure 6. This is a left hand technique, and what we're doing here is we're moving quite quickly through the 8th note section and connecting it right away to our 4th finger. Right, so what I want to help you do is to set your hand up well so you can go from the end of the 5th measure to the beginning of the 6th measure, which involves we end the 5th measure on our 3rd finger, and the 6th measure starts on our 4th finger. Okay, and the 3rd finger is on the D string, the 4th finger is going to be on the on the A string, and so we're going to kind of imagine that we're putting our 4th finger down. In fact, we might even practice putting our 4 on the D string with our 3rd finger, like that. But instead of putting it on the 4, we're going to practice putting it on instead of putting it on the D string, we're going to put it on the A. Now, one way to practice, if you're feeling like, wow, I'm not sure if I can get my 4th finger to do that, we can practice kind of going back and forth, just tapping the D string and the A string, D string and the A string. We don't need to put a lot of weight down. What we really want to do is reinforce a beautiful hand shape here, a beautiful shape with that finger. So we're not pushing down so hard that our finger gives way or locks or anything like that, which can be especially helpful if you're double jointed and you have a hard time kind of controlling what the finger does. We only want to kind of take the muscles to the point where they're just about to give way, and then we let go, okay? Because we want to strengthen those muscles that are working to help support the finger to do what we want them to do, okay? And as with any new skill, with the fourth, especially with this fourth finger, we're using teeny tiny muscles. We want to make sure that we're really taking our time and don't over practice. Practice until you feel stretched but comfortable. It was hard but doable, okay? And then give your hand a break, shake it out, go and stretch, do some wrist rolls, some arm rolls, maybe go get a drink of water, maybe finish up your practice and come back to it the next day, depending on, whether you've done all the other things that you wanted to do. So we practice that 3 to 4 movement, and we're kind of popping that fourth finger down quite quickly. And what helps us to get there is if we're already thinking my fourth finger is on its way to the string, and then I'm plopping it down. My fourth finger can actually stay above the string as I play the scale going down. And it's already in position. So I encourage you to practice this going from the G to the A. And then maybe going seesaw back and forth. You can even practice A, E, A, E, fourth finger, and then shake it out and call it good. So that is kind of the major points of the first 8 measures of Minuet number 1. And I hope you'll check out the piano accompaniment part with this and play along with me so we can get a feeling of how this 3/4 meter feels with the accompaniment part.